Hi everyone, and welcome to Paper Pumpkin Week here on Creative Chelsey. Today I'm sharing with you my fourth alternative card idea using the April 2025 Paper Pumpkin Kit called Inked Occasions. The kit creates a total of 9 cards, 3 in 3 different designs. And it does also include coordinating envelopes. If you'd like to watch me unbox the kit and create these cards, or see any of my other alternatives, you can click on the playlist link, and I'll link it up here in the top right corner. Today I'm sharing this gorgeous card with a fun technique. I'll be using the flower die from the Hugs Abloom add-on die set to add texture to my cards in 2 different ways. I love how this card came together and am excited to share it with you. If you are new to Paper Pumpkin and are interested in getting your own monthly crafting kit, you can subscribe using the link in the description below. I love my subscribers and send them an exclusive card kit each month. This kit includes the cardstock and embellishments they need to make 2 of my exclusive card design, with the stamp set and ink from that month's kit. I would love to be your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and help you with any questions you may have about Paper Pumpkin or Stampin' Up! Products. You can contact me through my email address listed at the bottom of the description in every video. This card begins with the leftover piece from yesterday's project. So this is project number 4, so that would have been 3, and we used the larger piece to make a gorgeous card. And so today we're using the smaller piece, and it comes from a card base in the kit. And we're going to first begin by adding some adhesive sheet to the back of this piece. This piece is 2 1/4 inches by 4 1/4 inches. And I've got this leftover piece here, which I'm going to go ahead and cut just a little bit smaller than my cardstock piece so that it fits inside it and I don't have any adhesive peeking out on the edges, because we're going to use the whole piece here. So flip it over, go ahead and add your adhesive sheet to the back. Make sure that you leave the paper backing on it. Okay, now we're going to use our die to emboss our paper. And what we want to have happen is we want to have it press into the cardstock just hard enough that it leaves an impression but doesn't cut it out entirely. Now, if it does cut it out, we can always go in and add those pieces back when we're adding it to our card base, but that is time consuming, so we don't want to do that if we don't have to. So I've played around with my Stampin' Cut and Emboss plates, and this is the sandwich I would recommend. You're going to use your platform number 1. You're going to place your platform number 3 on top. Then you place your cardstock and your die. And we want these dies to be just kind of down here at the bottom. You can kind of stagger it, make some interesting design decisions. This one I'm going to place off to the left just slightly and a little bit higher than right along the edge. But I do want to try to touch the edge on that left side. And then we're going to run it through with number 4 on top, which is tricky because we won't see if this moves or not. So place this on right before it goes through your machine. Okay, so there we can see that it's embossed our cardstock. We do have some areas that it cut out all the way through, but it's fine. I think it's going to be just fine. So we're going to go ahead and move to the second one. What we're creating is kind of a some embossing inside the colors. So keep that. This one's going to come down a little bit closer to the bottom edge, and we're going to get it really close to that first flower, and then repeat the same thing. So when you run it through your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, you're not going to feel the same amount of pressure you would if you're cutting it all the way out. So just keep that in mind. This one I'm going to go even further down, maybe have it maybe about 1/4 of an inch off of the cardstock, and again close to that flower. So here's that third flower there. Again, it looks like a little bit of it came off, but I think we'll be fine. And then our last one is going to go up higher, try to fit the whole thing. Maybe a little bit of the flower can come off on the right side, but somewhere like that. Okay, so we've done our fourth one, and now we're going to switch gears and we're actually going to cut another level of flowers up above. So we're going to go back to the original way to use the die. And we're going to actually cut out the flowers. You can see here kind of what that second level looks like. So I'm just going to begin and start here on the left side. Maybe going to cut about 1/2 flower there. Then I'll come down, try to cut out close to a full flower here, and maybe another full flower down here. And then the last one is about 1/2 flower. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cut those 4 flowers out, just following that same kind of shape with the color. Okay, so here I'm kind of showing you how I cut them out and what the shapes ended up looking like. I decided to move this one on the left a little more over so that I could get closer to 2 full flowers in the middle. And then this one is more of like 1/2 flower at the top. So what we're going to do next is we're going to remove this white paper that's at the top. So you'll just take in between your flowers, just find an area that's white and just kind of round it out. Same up here and between these ones here. Okay, so this part up here is trash. And we're now going to add this to our card base. Before we do that, we're going to add a strip of gold foil. So take your card base, and I'm using a card base of thick basic white cardstock. Take your gold foil and some tear and tape, or you could go a little smaller if your tear and tape's a little too big. This is a piece of gold foil that's about 1/4 of an inch. So the tear and tape fits pretty well from the top to the bottom. So that goes right along that bottom edge. And then trim off the excess. Then you're going to take the bottom piece where we did not cut, remove the adhesive sheet from the back. It can be a little tricky. So you're just removing the paper backing from the adhesive sheet. Just go slow. Try to remove all of it if you can. If there's any that stay on your adhesive sheet, that's okay. We can always just add it right back in the middle. Okay, what I'm going to do is just start with 1/2 so that way I can hold it. It looks like it cut out more than I anticipated, so that's okay. Like I said, we can just add it right back. This is going to go right up against that gold foil and against the edge here. So that's why we're holding we're only uncovering 1/2 of the paper at a time so that we can just add it right to the top of that gold foil without having any issue. If by chance it starts to bend a little bit on you, this one is not quite, it's like going over just slightly, you can just kind of pull it up. So just kind of guide it. Hold on. Try not to lose any of your little pieces. They're all coming off on my finger. Okay, so that one works there. It's this little flower that got added at a little different angle than everything else. So I'm just going to lift that up. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and add this one next. Just want to make sure it goes there. Don't put it down too tightly, because we did just notice, we saw what it happens if we put it down too firmly, then it sticks a little too much. Okay, let's go ahead and remove this back piece. This might seem pretty intense, but it really isn't that bad. We just got to find a way to remove this sheet. There we go. Okay, we'll take that off. There we go. We can put that on in a minute. And this goes all the way up to the edge here. And the top of that gold foil, just like that. Okay, so looks like everything got cut out, but the important part is we still have a lot of those little pieces in there. So we're going to start adding the flowers back into these spaces, and just do it slowly and carefully. If you have your Take a Pick tool, things like this, little pieces are really nice to add with the tool, because then they kind of don't get stuck to your fingers. This one goes down here, just like that. What's the next piece? This one goes up on top, like this. It's like a little puzzle. Okay, so I'll kind of give you a close-up of what that looks like. So you can start to see the flower embossing on inside that color. So I think this really pulls the flower image and the color together, which is kind of the whole idea here. This one is our full flower, which is right here, and just match the purple with the purple, and it will just fit really well inside that shape. And then we've got this piece, goes inside that opening. Okay, so you can see it's there. It's just like a hint of the flower. We have another little piece here. Let's find out where that goes. Oh, you know what? Let's wait to put our flower in, because I think that's the bottom part here. Just like that. And then we have these 4 or 5 pieces that are now stuck to my glass. Here we go. This one is at the top where the purple is. Do you see those? I think it looks great. Okay, so for our next level, we're going to add in just the flowers, not the inside part, to this area that we removed. But let's remove this. Stick that inside there. And here we're kind of combining the two together. So we've got this embossed look because these are coming out of the color, but at the same time they're also die cut. So we're creating an embossed look on the card base by doing kind of a tone on tone to get some texture to our card base. So we're moving, this is kind of the level or layer that moves the two embossing textures together. So you can see how we're starting to move into more of a embossed look with the tone on tone. So next we're going to cut out 5 just white flowers with adhesive sheet behind it. And we're going to take 2 of them and add our 2 half pieces to the top. And then we'll have 3 just at the top. And it kind of moves the flowers kind of like they're floating away kind of thing. Okay, so we've got 5 of these cut out. You're going to take one and take your color one, and you're going to layer them on top of each other. So just kind of match the shapes up. And then remove the paper backing to that adhesive sheet on the back. And then you're going to add it back into that space. And that's going to give us a full flower that moves from the color into the white. And then of course, cut off any that's hanging off of the edge. If things are not staying in place, you can always open it up, use your bone folder and smooth it out. Let's do that one more time with the other one. This one feels like it's already mostly white, but this has a little bit of a blue tint to it. So we're going to just kind of do a repeat here and add this to the top. And then remove the paper backing from the back of the large one. And then place that back into the space and smooth it all out. Okay, so we have that second layer now. Okay, for our next step, we're going to take the label from the Hugs Abloom, cut that on some basic white cardstock, and add that just over that top layer. So it looks something like this. Let's go ahead and take the other 3 white flowers that we've cut. They also have adhesive sheet on the back, and we can add them to the top half. Kind of stagger them a little bit and put them in kind of a triangular shape. So like that. Again, if they're not sticking, open it up, use your bone folder and press down to really get that adhesive to stick. For our greeting, I've cut some gold foil with the Hugs die from the same Hugs Abloom. Also added adhesive sheet to the back, and this is just going to go at the top of the label. Whoops, be careful with it. You want to try to keep it in the right shape. Again, I'm going to just use my bone folder there. I love how it adds just that extra touch and ties in that gold foil at the bottom. And then for our greeting, I'm going to stamp "To the Happy Couple" on a strip that is 5/16 of an inch wide or tall and in Berry Burst ink. Go ahead and trim if it's a little longer than the greeting, and then take some dimensionals and just cut a strip from the edge and add that to the back, and then you can place this on the label. And I have it in that left space there, just coming off just slightly on the left, but make it nice and straight going all the way across. Super cute. If you have the brushed brass butterflies, you can add these to the card, or you could use a different gold embellishment. I'm going to place one on this flower and maybe a small one down between those flowers, and then a large one up by the greeting. And then after you've put the butterflies on, if you want, you can kind of do this little curved corner at the top. I've got this corner rounder punch. It is retired, but you can use a circle or you can find another one. The best way to do this is to do one side at a time. So I did the front and then do the back, and then they will match up. And you'll have this fun little look, and your card is all done. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching me create this beautiful card today. If you're interested in getting written instructions or seeing close-up images, you can visit my blog, creativechelsey.com. If you would like to subscribe to get your own paper pumpkin kit, please do so using the link in the description box below. Thanks so much for watching. Have a creative day. Bye.